how to use the text wrap feature in Affinity Publisher with shapes as well as images and much more. If you've got Affinity Photo, even better, you can create all kinds of additional text designs using text wrap. PC or Mac. Open a page of text. If you haven't got any text, go over here to the text frame tool. Select that, create a text frame, and then go to text and insert filler text or type something. And you can see some text. Now I'm going for 7 point. I want a lot of text to show you the text wrap. Obviously, if you've got less text, it doesn't look so effective. Then I'm just going to go over here and select a shape. It could be any shape. I'm going to go with diamond tool. So diamond tool, select that and create a diamond. And at the moment, you can see it's just on top of the text. Not much use. What you can do, go over here. You've got text wrap options or settings. Select that. And you can see you've got here jump or none. Obviously, you can put it back to the default. Jump, square, tight, inside, edge, and so on. I'm going to go with tight. Tight's probably the easiest one to demonstrate. You can also change the distance from the text as well. So you can make it, say, 3mm, or just leave it at the default and close. Select the shape and move it around. And as you do that, you will see the text repositions itself. You can reposition it. You can also resize it. And as you do that, you see the text changes, wraps around using the setting at the top. And you can change it, of course, at any point. You don't need to leave it at the current setting. So you can reposition that. Also, we can do, hold down the Alt or Option key and duplicate this shape. So just duplicate it. And that also has the same setting. Now, if I go and create another shape, let's just go over here and use diamond again, perfectly reasonable. Select that. You can see that does not have that wrap setting. You need to go over here, click here, and then set it. Again, I'm going to go with tight. And as you do that, you can see the design, the text wraps around that. And close. You can also resize it, reshape it. Now, it doesn't change the shapes, so that does not wrap around the shapes. That would be interesting. The shape can be modified by settings such as midpoint along the control bar, but you can also convert it to curves, and you can change it in all kinds of ways then. Convert to curves. And you can see now you've got these points or nodes, and you can go here to the node tool, select that, and you can select this node, just drag it. And as you do that, it's still got exactly the same text wrap settings. You can also click anywhere, and just click there, and you can see what happens. It curves the design, and that again will follow that text wrap. If you go to the layers panel, you can select the diamond. You can go over here and click this. This will hide it. So hide it, and straight away you can see what happens. You've now got that blank space. Of course, you can't move it at this point, but if you want to, simply select the diamond tool, click here again, and then reposition it. Click here again, and you've now got empty space. You can still resize it. You don't need to use just shapes. You can go here and select the pen tool. With the pen tool selected, click on the document and add some nodes. You can put them anywhere. I'm just going to create a very basic zigzag design. And with that, I can then close the path. You see the design there. Over here, it says curve. I can go over here and text wrap settings. Click there. And this time I'm going to go with tight. Straight away, you can see now the text will wrap around that generated path. And you can still modify this. Again, go over here to the node tool, select that, and you can reposition it. And as you've got no fill, you can see there, no fill, you can have, again, some nice empty space. You can, of course, click on that and set it to a colour. But you don't need to. If you don't want colour, simply click here and set it to, well, negative space. And you can move this around, change this, and again, hover over there and maybe create some curved designs as well. If you've also got Affinity Photo, you can access the photo persona. just go to the top left and you've got Publisher, Designer and Photo. Click there. And as soon as you do that, you're now in the photo persona of Publisher. You're still in Publisher. What you can do, you can add shapes again, or maybe brush strokes. I'm just going to go maybe the ellipse tool. Select the ellipse, create an ellipse, and you can see the design there. I can convert that into a curve, but I can also convert it into a standard pixel layer. First, I'm going to give it a fill, so I'm just going to click there and give a fill there. Go to Layer and Rasterize. So with it rasterized, I can now apply filter effects. Filters and down to Distort, and I'm going to go with Mirror. Number of mirrors you can set to 4, 5, 10, 15. You can also change the origin position. And as you do that, you can see the design changes. You can also change the input, reposition it different places, maybe there, and click Apply. You can resize it to a degree. Obviously, it's pixel layer. You don't want to stretch it too far. There's no text wrap feature in Photo. There's nowhere you can set that. So go back over here to the personas, click here, and with that you can now see you're back in the Publisher persona. Go up here to the text wrap, click there, and click Tight. And as soon as you do that, you can see now the text will wrap around that pixel layer. And you can reposition that pixel layer. Just move it around, resize it, and it doesn't particularly matter if it's really rough already, unless you're going to use that design in the Publisher document. If you don't want it, you just want the actual shape, the outline, simply again, go to Layers and click there to hide it. And you can see now you've got that flower design, the negative space there, and the text wrapping around it. You can also use brushes with text wrap. Publisher, unfortunately, does not come with any brushes. You can go up here to the personas and select Photo. Click there, then go to the paintbrush tool or one of the other brush tools. Select that. I'm going to use brushes here, inks. You can use any of the brushes. Just select one of them. Set the width, all the other settings as well, maybe symmetry, mirror, and then apply it. I'm using an art pad and pen, but you can use a mouse, perfectly reasonable as well. And just apply like this across the screen. And you can see you can add all kinds of brush strokes. If you don't like the brush stroke, undo. Apply it again, maybe very rough, quick, like that. Once you've done that, there's no text wrap feature in Photo. So you have to go back again. We're still in Publisher, of course, but you just go here to Personas. I'm going to select that brush stroke. It's just a layer on top. It's a pixel layer. You can see it there, pixel layer. And you can move it. But you can go back to Publisher, the persona. Once you're in there, you can go to text wrap. You've got text wrap up here. Click there. And you can say then Tight. Set that. Close. And you can see now the text follows the brushstroke. You can move it around as well. You can resize it. And as you do that, you can see the text will wrap around it. You can also rotate it to create all kinds of different designs. Maybe squeeze it like that, make it very, very tight. Or maybe apply other filter effects, maybe mirror effects, blur or deform. You can also apply symmetry brushes. Publisher does not come with any symmetry features. So again, go up here to the personas, go to Photo, click there, go down to the paintbrush tool, select an ink brush or any of the other brushes as well. Set the size and set symmetry. Make certain that is set to on. Just click it there. Set to 10 or 8 and also set the lock on so you don't move it by accident. With layers, make certain you haven't got the frame text selected. If you select it, it will try and put it inside the frame text. doesn't work. What you need to do is apply it above. So I'm just going to apply it now. And as you do that, you can see you've got this lovely symmetry design applied on top of your text, which doesn't look great unless that's what you want. If you want your pixel image applied on top of your text, and of course you can vary the colours. You could go with green, red, etc. Once that's done, go back to Publisher, back to the Publisher persona, click there. Select this pixel layer. Once you've got that selected, you can go to the text wrap settings again, click there and set to tight and close. And you can see now the text has all repositioned again because of the symmetry brush you've applied. And you can move it around, reposition it, resize it, scale it, and much, much more. You can, of course, also duplicate it. Hold down the Alt or Option key just to create a separate new layer. Just drag that, and as you do that, that also will have the text wrap setting. Of course, you get less and less text on the page. And as before, you can always go over here to the Layers panel and hide it. So click that one, and you can see what happens. You've got the text really broken up at this point. You can also click here as well and do exactly the same. And you can see now you've got very little text on the screen. You can also use pattern layers with text. Unfortunately, Publisher does not come with pattern layers. So again, up here to the personas. Just click there for the photo, then go down here and you can select any shape. I'm just going to go with either one of these ones, ellipse, trapeze, star. There's an issue with this. If you create an ellipse, the space in between it's so tight that you probably will not get any text. So probably best to go and create a design using maybe the pen tool. So I'm just going to use the pen tool. Just create that. And it's going to be a very basic design, but something that's got a bit of space around it. Something like that. Some square-like shape like that. Obviously it's square in terms of the dimensions. Select that. It needs to be converted into a pixel layer. Also, I can set the fill if you want. I can set that to that. You don't need the fill because I'm going to make it also hidden as well later. But you've got the design there. Layer and rasterize. That turns it into a pixel layer. So pixel layer, and you can see it there. Pixel layer. Now go to Layer and New Pattern Layer from Selection. And you've got your design. And you can see now you've got some space. You've got some space between the shapes. If it's a circle, it's too tight you cannot get any text in that. So you've got that design and you can rotate it, but you can also go back to Publisher. So just click here, click there, and you've got your design. It's still a pattern layer. You can still go up here to the control bar. You've got mirror. So you can click there and you get a different result. You might like that. Maybe make the spacing quite large. Just drag the design out a bit. But it also needs to be converted into a raster design. It cannot be used with this. So if I try at the moment, so I select this and go to text wrap, click here and use tight. It doesn't work particularly well. You can see it moves around for that design, but it ignores this completely. All the other parts of the pattern completely ignored. I don't want that. What I want is the whole thing to be used as the text wrap. So go to Layer and Rasterize. Rasterize the whole pattern layer. And you can see now it's a pixel layer. You can still move it around, reposition it. And also, depending on the setting here, the text wrap, you can now see close. You can see now it does wrap properly. Obviously you've got this cutoff point. You can resize it, move it around, and you can of course create all kinds of designs with this. As before, you can always go here to the layers and click here to hide it. Also got this design, let's just hide that as well. And you can see now you've got that shape, that design, that pattern layer here, here, here and here. And you can create all kinds of different text wrap designs using this approach. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.